We are just 1 month until the Iowa caucuses. That is the first real test of the 2024 presidential election. Two of the most high-profile candidates in the GOP race, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former President Donald Trump. They both had events in Iowa this week, and we are joined live by Jim Defede from CBS Miami, who's in Iowa for us right now. Jim, it's so good to have you on this morning. I know you've spent the last couple days talking to voters in Iowa. Iowa is such an interesting convergence of different people and ideas. We've seen, in 2012, Rick Santorum came out of nowhere. So we're seeing these poll numbers where the former president has this 50% lead. But does that mean anything? What are you learning in speaking to voters there on the ground?
First, Jamie, you're absolutely correct. Iowa has this very odd tradition. And look, I know it's a bit of a cliche that Iowans get to go first and that they take this serious, but they do. They really do. And talking to voters here, it's not a question of whether or not they've met the candidates, but how often they've met the candidates. And to your point, you're absolutely right. The latest Des Moines Register poll has former President Trump at 51% and Ron DeSantis at 19%, Nikki Haley at 16%. So that's a 32-point lead over Ron DeSantis, but the former president was here in part because he's trying to make sure people don't get complacent and they turn out on January 15th. The polls don't matter. What matters is who actually gets out of their house on a cold, January night and goes and actually caucuses and participates in the caucus process. And that's what the last few days I found has really been all about for these candidates, is getting their people to those caucus sites.
Well, and that's what I've been reading, from other reports in the area, Jim, is that, it's a lot of evangelicals and first-time voters that are getting polled in these. So I think it is important to point out you have to see who does, in fact, show up when it matters. And, how committed are you hearing that people are to their candidates? Because what I'm reading is that in those two categories I just mentioned, people are open to Ron DeSantis at this point in time. While they want to support the former president, they're open to another choice.
We saw some of that, that's for sure. We were at a Trump event yesterday, and those are the hardest of the hardcore. So as soon as I even bring up Ron DeSantis' name to that crowd, they immediately started, accusing him of being disloyal to former President Trump and that. But when you talk to folks outside of those events, you do get the sense, and it's clearly shown in some of the polling as well, Ron DeSantis is Donald Trump's second choice. For all those Trump supporters, Ron DeSantis really does come in second. And that's what the Ron DeSantis folks are hoping for. They're hoping for, through their ground game, and it's a massive ground game. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come here. I wanted to understand why Ron DeSantis keeps expressing so much optimism about Iowa, and it's because of how he's organized here on the precinct level, not just on the caucus site level, but on the precinct level. And the person he's got running his Iowa operation did many of those previous campaigns. Ted Cruz, you talk about Rick Santorum. There are always surprises in Iowa, and that's what they're hoping for, is a big surprise on January 15th. And I got to tell you, I don't think it's a 32-point race. I think it is going to be a lot tighter, and so that's why I wanted to come and get a sense for that myself.
I'm having fun just listening to you being there. With 1 month to go now, what are you going to be watching over the course of the next month or so now that you've visited? You're going to have to go back to Florida at some point. What are you going to keep watching from afar?
Oh, we're going back to Florida for sure. This is not the weather we want.
We understand.
I'm not a reporter in Miami to spend a lot of time here in Iowa. But, what I'm going to be looking for is just, again, how often the former president comes back to Iowa. He has not spent a lot of time here. He is counting on his name. He's counting on recognition. He's counting on those committed folks to just sort of show up for him. But whereas Ron DeSantis has done the 99 county tour, he's organizing and coming back to the state. He's basically moved in here. Let's be honest. This is all for Ron DeSantis right now. It's Iowa or bust. If he doesn't really close that gap, if he isn't in single digits against Donald Trump at the end of the day on January 15th, I don't know that there's much of a reason for him to continue on with his candidacy. So he's pushed all the chips in here in Iowa, and so that's what I expect. I expect to see him back here a lot more often, and I'm going to be curious to see if the former president comes back more often because he's feeling the heat. And I'll share one other thing. In talking to some senior Trump folks, I asked them, I said, why do you keep punching Ron DeSantis? Because he is so far behind President Trump. And they say because Ron DeSantis is the only one with a good organization here in Iowa, not Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis. And the fact that they even acknowledge that, I thought was significant.
Absolutely. Jim, you always have these little tidbits of information that are fascinating. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Jimmy.
Really so interesting.
So interesting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and only someone like Jim who can get it on the ground.
Exactly.